It's interesting. The first is the news is that the news is not the same. Tomer Zali reported. The team refused to exchange a handset with a handset. Zubat offers the deal. The first is to get the people to use Zubat. The first is the Goldilocks. The report also highlights the importance of the new rules. Zubat is considered by the team as the best deal chip. The first is the mother of the people. At least 5 teams, including. The first time I saw the video was in the video. This is a very important information. Zubat is still homeless, but the speedboat is not the same. I think it is. The price tag of the teams is too low. The government has not yet taken Zubat from its own home. The problem is that a wheel and a wheel exchange. The number of people who are not in the country is very high. Contact Zubat for more information. The race is a big step backwards. They even got Zubat Sasa into their hands. The possibility of not being sold. What is it? Zubat's performance in this race was really bad. The recent actions of the speedboat are not small. The first is that the game is not a game of chance. Today, let's talk about this. Zubat, who was not caught in the high jump. Zubat may be the best in the race. One of the biggest players in the database continues to cheat. In the first 38 games of the First World War, he scored 14.8 points, 11.1 blue board. The number of head-on collisions reached 63%. The blue board and the hit rate are both data. He was in the top 10 in the rankings. The number of 5 out of 14 10 places won by the Monterey Army is not much. Apart from Abby Towns Durant, he is the one who is responsible for the situation. So, what is the meaning of this? If you look at the above data, the first is the speedboat race. Zubat's strength is easily recognized. It is actually. This race is about his real influence. The data is not even close to his baseline. The BPM is a reference. Zubat bases data on this collision. The average is 0.1. The last race was in January. He scored 16.8 points per game, which was too much for the record. 12.6 on the blue board. The BPM is up to 3.1. What does this gap in data mean about the data? The game is played in a different format. One is a near all-star rating of 25 to 30 before moonrise. The other was a normal t-shirt with 100 people outside. What is the next step? We talked about it. How did he get into a brief race briefing? The number of people who are in the country is decreasing. The attack ended. Zubat continued his previous race record. He was a good player and he was a good player. The first is the low bit format. The party's response to the vote was, the first is that of the people. Low-pitched singles are the key to fast boat meetings. Previous post. Most of the time, he was in a wounded circle. The team missed the start of the offensive. The speedboat is based in Zubat. Low-level single digested ball rights. How to reduce the burden for Howardin. But this race is not over. Zubat was not injured. The ability to play alone has suddenly declined. He hit a 3-foot 10-foot hit rate. The race was 58.5% higher than the previous race. The race was cancelled due to the lack of competition. The number of people who are affected by this virus is 51.4%. The efficiency of the system is greatly reduced. This is a reference to the circle. Team with stroke room resources. The first is that the speedboat will be able to lower Zubat's rank. Zubat's body is not able to cope with the pressure. This panic setup. The first is that the people of the country are not allowed to go to the bathroom. In the days of football, the team set up low-digit units for stroke. The first is the crystallization of the universe. Zubat is not a man of the people. His low position is difficult to complete. Changing the defense strategy of each other. The first time I saw a ball, I was in the middle of it. The attackers could retreat slowly as the attackers took advantage of the situation. The first is the battle of the sexes. The first is that the government is not going to be able to keep up with the demand. Zubat's party guess. The first is that the government is not going to be able to keep up with the demands of the people. The first is the launch of a nuclear weapon. The other end is still a bit of a complete one. The game is also a great way to get the most out of your game. He and Hardin's party suspected the attack, one of the best tactics used by fast boats. Zubat is also trying to do this. The most positive way to attack is to influence. But what about some of the issues mentioned above? The problem is that the government is not really involved in Zubat. The biggest problem he faced in the offensive this season was that he was not a good player. The speedboat automatically increases the difficulty of other people's boats when they are on the ground. This is a roundup example. Hardin and Collins are dividing the party's guesses. Meller and Collins both went to Hardin at the same time, the last one with a season-high passing quality. The Collins have a chance to win, but Zubat is in the blue because of the situation. He is a member of the National Association of Realtors. The first round of the tournament was held in the city of San Francisco. The main thing, the first is the Collins, who are the first to attack the country. Lamelo immediately dropped his opponent. Go to the blue cavy, protecting the blue board. The last time I saw the video was in the middle of the night. But this ball is not at the level of Collins. What can be said about this? The yellow wind successfully completed the defense. Collins are hard to break through. I'm not sure what to do. Zubat's problem is more serious. He was standing in the blue. The attackers were killed by the police in the morning. Zubat and Lamelo were present at the same time. The first time I saw a man in the street, I was in the middle of a conversation. The last time I saw the video was in the late afternoon. This is a way to end the war. He was a little bit of a jerk. Zubat's defenders will be able to complete their defense immediately. The goal was to score a goal, but Lamelo scored a goal. But after he and Zubat party guessed, the first time the government has asked Zubat to leave the country, it has been a very difficult time. The first is the fight against the Lamelo. The first time was in the morning. Smart is at the end of its range. The final result was a high-strength jump. This is a simple comparison. The first time I saw the video was in the video. Lamelo's single-space view of the sky is different. He even has space to play in close quarters. The final step is to take steps. Lamelo's only tactic in line with Zubat. This is the first time that a single player has been able to win a match. The final blow of the opponent's back. But this tactic needs to be addressed in the end. Every round is like this round. The end of the world. How is this possible? The first is the first is the construction of the fast boat, which just opened. Zubat is not a good player. The team was ranked 5th in the world in the first round of the World Cup. Lamelo is also in the top 5. The war in West Japan has been completely restored. This is the problem Zubat is facing at the end of the attack. The problem is that the problem is already big. What is really sad is that Zubat's defense. The attack is not even a serious problem. Zubat was named to the 2nd annual contest last year. The first 5 are the best in the world. The first is the use of radio frequency. The race was a complete one. One of the best first-person effects of the restricted. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get a job. Zubat, 28, is still able to maintain this level of defense efficiency. Zubat is the winner of the race, the most unacceptable defensive performance of the day. The first time the race was held in the city, the last time the race was held in the city. Zubat's well-being is not even a problem. The disaster is more appropriate to describe. The game is not suitable for cattle. The first 5 places. The last match of the match was against the Red Devils. Zubat's number of offenses is still at 0 in 2 consecutive rounds. This data has already been released. I know that. Zubat's defense is no longer relevant. This is just too much of a problem. This is the round. Zubat enters the shoe room in the crater. The first is to check the error of the 5 Chaffage file. This is a competition for paper. Zubat as a shoemaker. The government has not yet taken action. This is the second round. Zubat is not looking for a match in his retirement. The only symbolism is the middle of the road. The game was a simple pass to the opponent. The first is the blues. It's not just a shoe store. Zubat's first top-class ability in the last race. The race is not complicated. The 5 Chaffage is a reference to the 5 Chaffage. The first round of the single elimination tournament. Zubat's defense is to be a front for the world. The government has not yet taken any action. No firepower. We know Zubat is not going out. It became a targeted attack. This is a common problem. So the kids who are smart are just a bunch of kids. It is not uncommon. But Zubat was identified as a bad boy. 5 Chaffage is just another one. The battle against foxes. He even played Lenner, who was angry. Lenner is the only one who has shown him clearly. The defense position. He is not moving or he is not moving. Smart number 4 is not near. After the ball is hit. Lenner, who was out of the game after the game. I played a ball. The government has not yet approved the move. The race was cancelled soon. The group is very fascinated by the data. The video is free to download. I was 28 years old. Theoretically, the world is still at a peak. Zubat was present. The first time I saw a video of a man who was in the car, I was in the car. This is a countdown. He is 37 years old. The building was unfortunately built in the presence of a large panel of people who seemed to be in the peak of their popularity. The first time I saw a video of a woman who was pregnant with her. The first in a series of Brandgore revisions. The two were in a different time zone. This data is not very useful for reference, but it should also be